So, hey guys, this is honestly God, I lost count how many times I've had to record this audio due to audio issues. If anybody has a good sound recording software download thing, please comment below. I would very much like it because I normally use Sound Recorder and it's starting to bug out on me and it's stressing me out because I don't like having to re-record audio like 16 times. It's very annoying and I lose my train of thought because I tend to have bullet points of what I want to talk about. So, nothing's ever really the same, but let's get on with the point of this video. So the point of this video is, as you guys know, I am very good friends with TheZodiacLord here on YouTube, and our friendship actually started with the idea of a collab. Now, this wasn't the original collab we were going for, sort of like my situation with Holly. Stuff came up and just we never got it done. So life just got hectic. So, we decided to do a universe trade, and since Zodiac name dropped his characters in his comic recently, I'll have a link to his comic in the description down below, we decided to do universe swaps. What's a universe swap, you ask? Well, it's just like the name says. It's kind of like an AU, an alternate universe thing. So it's, if his greed was a greed in my marked story, and he picked, I kind of had an idea, and I was like, hey, what would Tetsuya look like as a demon? And so then he went with that for his. So, demon sin, tomato, tomato. So, I know it's different in his, it's just, it's force of habit for me. So, in my world, the sins are based off the 7 deadly sins as well. And, well, I mean, that makes sense. They're called sins. But that's how all of the demons in my world work. It goes off of like a balancing act sort of thing. And so, since greed is, well, the sin of greed, I was like, well, I gotta make him a greed demon. Like, I can't make him anything else. It wouldn't make sense. And so, I was thinking, first for his backstory for this sort of thing. And what I was going for was, one, as you can tell, I made him beefy. I did that on purpose, because our normal greed is a speedster. He's a runner. He's very thin and athletic, and you can see it in the freaking video. But I was thinking, okay, how would it be different? Well, now as a greed demon, he would have more powers, and so because of that, he wouldn't have to look that way. I mean, it's not in a bad way, but he would want to be more more intimidating and more into it, and pretty much I made him fucking evil, because as Zodiac said once, was, my sins are assholes, yours are just evil, and I'm like, oh, thank you, it's the point. So, I had to evilify his character. So, first of all, as you can tell, this sketch was giving me a little bit of difficulty, but I wanted to do more of a more fluid character sketch in a way than just like a basic character bio standing. And nothing wrong with those, just I tend to do them a lot, so I didn't want to do one this time. And so the reason for why I went with this was the greed demons in my world are actually based off of snakes. All of the sins are based off of an animal in mine. They go off of a weird animal kingdom hierarchy sort of situation. And so, unlike the mages, where reincarnation happens, how my demons work is there's a main demon, which is the main basic sin, and then they have their underlings, and then they have one other subclass, and then they have another subclass after that. I put greed in the more normal class for demons, where he sort of forgot about his human self and just went full ham and went full into what he was supposed to be. And so he's still snarky and funny, but he's also willing to eat people. Also, I gave him a fang, if you hadn't noticed. I hope you did. It was kind of very big. The reason was that, like I said, greed's demons are based off of snakes. And so at a certain point, you also see I draw this like black thing on his arm when I get to that point. And that is because once a mortal has lost their soul in a deal to become a demon, they end up becoming a shell of the person they used to be, and I went more literal with this sense. So, when they get beaten or when they get hurt, they can still die. It's just harder. You have to get special weapons and special kind of enchantments and shit from non-magic people, kind of like blessings and exorcism sort of thing, to where they actually crack like China dolls, and the only way to heal those cracks is to go into what their sin is. So I'll use like a lust demon for an example. So a lust demon, if they were really badly hurt, they would have to go do lustuous acts to heal their self. And they can still use their powers in this state, but magical creatures and mythicals would still be able to see them, you know, over a mortal would, or even a fae, in most cases. So because of that, I was like, okay, so he's probably like, you know, he probably ran into some of the knights, and he just escaped, and then he was like, well, you know, I don't like that my elbow's disintegrated, so I'm gonna go steal some shit. So that was my idea for this picture. And so it's more so like healing himself, because their limbs actually can like still stay in place, I say in finger quotes, but they have to seal the cracks, because on the inside, when they were to go, I don't know how to describe this without like saying the actual term for it, but I don't want to say the term for it. They pretty much transform into their animal, and by that their shell actually kind of like wisps away, and people see their true forms, and their true forms, these grotesque monsters that are based off of animals but have like multiple eyes, you know, jarring teeth, and they're fucking monsters. It's the point. They're supposed to be evil, and they look, you know, monstrous. So he's like, you know, so my mind was, he was in my greed's mind, he was like, you know, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to have to go eat a village to look pretty again. So I'm just gonna go steal some shit. So, the color codes for my demons are also a lot like my mages. They aren't, ironically enough, now that I realize it, Ringmasters matches Greed's, and that's weird, because I actually have another one that matches. Wow, that's so weird. I didn't realize that before. Huh. I know not all of them do, but it's a funny coincidence. I realized a lot of my mage's demon counterparts have matching colors. That's funny. I created this story, and I honestly, I picked the mages had their colors for a reason, but the demons, I kind of just picked at random, and now I realize, they are connected. That's funny. Anyway, so that's also why I had to give him his darker features, so when you see his, like, cracking self, you see the eyes poking out and being like, hey, we're here. And I don't know why I said that. That's just how I thought of it. It's just like, we can see things and stuff. And so, I also did not make him shirtless just to make him shirtless. There is a reason for it. As I see it, when Greed was a human, he ended up being tricked into making a deal, which actually happens a lot in my world. And so because of that, he didn't realize that he was pretty much soulless until it was kind of too late. And so he found his mark was on his back, where the demon patted his back, because for the deals and the contracts to go through, a demon has to actually physically touch a person. Most of the time it's with a handshake, sometimes it's with a kiss, other times it's you know, other things, but so because of that, a lot of the demons that are like how I picture this Greed to be are very proud of who they are, so they show their marks of pride. And so he would show his on his back, and I originally was thinking, I'm like, maybe he'll have like one of those like open back shirts, kind of like a reverse keyhole sweater, and it just kept making me laugh. And I'm like, no, I can't give this bitch a keyhole sweater, it's not gonna work. Or not a keyhole sweater, the open back ones. Why was I calling it a keyhole sweater? Anyway, so there's that, and the colors for that are, of course, his hair is black, his sclerae are black, and his eyes are red, as well as the rest of his outfit is very monochromatic, because that's also another tell of those types of demons. They have very monochromatic clothes to coincide with their status, because the demon world has its own hierarchy and status that maybe I'll go into a video someday. I don't know. If you guys are interested, let me know, because there is like a whole thing I wrote out for it. But because of that, that's why he's very like that. And I was thinking, so then we're gonna go to the part of the portion where I ended up sending him the colors, because for the universe swap, I couldn't just send him beefy Greed sketch for Zodiac. I had to send him the color codes, and I had to explain why it was that way. And Zodiac did the same for me when he did Tetsu as a sloth, which made me also super excited, because it's just so against her character, and I love the outfit he put her in, and I kind of want to keep that outfit. I might keep that outfit and just put it in her somewhere, because it's a really cute outfit for her. Also, it was funny when I was coloring Tetsu because, well, one, I wanted to make sure I did soft shaded, which I've been doing a lot of soft shaded work lately. I wanted to keep it soft shaded so it's a little more oomph to the picture. He also gave Tetsu her familiar, Kamino, but in his world, familiars work differently. So Kamino's just a normal boopy snoot. He's not enchanted. He's just her little pet that just kind of chills there while she floats around and does sloth stuff. So there was that, as well as him picking the colors, and I was happy because I told him, because he informed me that, he's like, well, in my world, they don't really have random hair colors. People have gradient hair and stuff, but not really, like, out there, like, bright purple hair like Tetsu's is. And I was like, well, yeah. And then I think we were talking about it, and Zodiac was saying how, like, well, maybe she'd dye her hair. And I'm like, well, if she's a sloth, I'd be too lazy to do that. And it's also why her hair is a bit more unkept. I picture she wouldn't really brush her hair. It would just be like, yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, so that's all I really had to say. I'm rambling, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this collaboration. I know I did. It was a blast to do. And if you guys want to know more and you want to help out, just let me know in the comment section down below. And, oh, it's so weird actually saying that. I don't usually say that in my videos. Anyway, I'll leave it here. As always, guys, I will. See you next time. Bye!